whakarongo ki te tangi a te korimako. Kōrero flowing out the hook of force. Kaupapa relevant, kaupapa out of bounds, kaupapa exigent, kaupapa paramount. Nā ko nā whakapiri mai ki te kaupapa tino whakahira hira whakarongo pi kari kari mai. Hare hare mai, o Taringa hare hare mai. We gotta gather up close everybody, gather up close everybody. Kani move that body, kani move that body.
Tēnā rā tātou e te iwi, nau mai hoki mai ki tēnei hotaka o Taringa. Welcome back everybody, this is episode 4 of Taringa.
And here we are again, e te whānau.
E te whānau.
Māua ko Tariao, e tautoko nei ngā mihi tēnā koutou katoa. And introducing te hōtaka tuawhā, episode number 4, Tikanga 101, where we will discuss, maybe sometimes debate, unpack, demystify, and just have a kōrero conversation about tikanga in general and some aspects, I guess, of te ao Māori or practices in te ao Māori.
Could be anything from tangihanga to going on to the marae, to whai kōrero, to karanga, anything.
Yeah. And the lucky thing for you is you get to sit there in the comfort of your home, on your iPod or...
in your car, maybe.
In your car or i te mahi at work and listen to this kōrero. And I'm sure the things that we share will be helpful as well, and you'll learn heaps.
Our kaupapa for Tikanga 101 today will be Hongi and Kihi.
Hongi and Kihi. It's a cool kaupapa, actually.
Yeah.
And I think it sort of follows on from, because in episode number 1, Kupu Kupu Kupu, we talked about a term of address, kia ora e te whānau, and this is a way of acknowledging somebody and greeting somebody.
Yeah.
With the hongi, I think it's something we take for granted as Māori. It's our special way of greeting one another. And for those of you that don't know, hongi, in this instance, we're talking about hongi. Hongi means to smell, but the hongi we're talking about is kupu. Mahi is when you greet somebody, and this is the pressing of noses, otherwise known as hongi. And probably the time you'd see hongi mostly practiced is at the marae. At the
marae, after all the formalities have finished, going around greeting everybody.
And usually the line will go... They'll come around, the manuhiri will come, the visitors will come across, and hongi. And depending on which iwi you're in, because some iwi, like ngā puhi, depending on the kaupapa, I know if it's a tangihanga, and you go on to the marae, ngā puhi, they hongi first, so they greet, you go around and you greet everybody first in the wharenui, and then the kōrero starts.
Oh, true.
Yeah, but I think the rest of Aotearoa, New Zealand, after the formal pōwhiri or welcome ceremony, and everything's wrapped up, as you said, that's when the hongi will happen, when everybody's coming around. Yeah. I think we should maybe talk about, we'll talk about the origins of the hongi, even though it's a day-to-day practice. Well, for a lot of us it is. I mean, when I see a lot of my whānau and friends, it's natural for us to hongi. Whether we're in the street or at the supermarket. Yeah. And sometimes a kihi might follow a hongi if it's a wahine. And depends who it is, but we'll talk about that later. But I know a lot of people don't really know about the origins of hongi, ne?
Yeah. Yeah.
Can you remember being told?
Oh, I think it may have come, like, the kaupapa may have come up when I was still at kura. But I don't ever remember being told, like, this is what it was, this is how it came about. But I think it's just within my own research that I found it.
Yeah.
Or talking to other people, and that's sort of how I found out.
Kia ora.
About no whea te hongi.
Kia ora. So maybe you'd like to give us a summary, Tariao, of the origins of the hongi.
Hongi? When Tane was fashioning hine ahu one out of sand, hine ahu one. Oh God, blank.
This is a good recap or going back to fish out from those deeper recesses of your memory. O maka koe āwhina.
Yeah.
Ne?
Tēnā koa.
So e tika tērā, Tāne is one of the atua or gods within the Māori creation story. I don't, or even in our beliefs. And I'm not going to use the word myth, dirty word. It's a part of whakapono Māori.
Yeah.
And there's lots and lots of stories to do with Tāne. And probably the well-known one of the well-known ones that we will probably talk about in another punua paho, another podcast, is when Tāne separated his mother and father. This is after that, and he fashioned the first wahine. Well, I'm not sure if she was actually a wahine then, but yeah, it's sort of a, if you research the kōrero, you'll see that he was given the female element afterwards. Yeah, after he had fashioned or formed hineahune from the sand or the earth or the clay of his mother. And after he formed hineahune, and her name means she who was formed from the earth, hine ahu one, he went to, and to cut a long story short, because this is actually a longer narrative, and there's probably some, I wouldn't call it X-rated, but the longer story of Tāne procreating with hineahune afterwards was he didn't know how to, but we'll leave that for another episode. So anyway, he formed hineahune from the clay or the earth of his mother, Papa Tuanuku, the earth mother. And then he was given te ira wahine, or the female element, by te ao, te atua, I guess, and this he put inside hineahune, but then he had to give life to hineahune. And what he done was he breathed life into her. And actually this leads into another kōrero. And when he went to breathe life into her, he done that by the hongi. So he pressed his nose to the nose of hineahune. Ka fuatu te hau, ora, ki aia. He gave the breath of life to her. When he done that, she sneezed. And the kupu Māori for sneeze is tihe. And she sneezed, she said tihe, and he said mauri ora. And that's where we get our saying tihe mauri ora on the marae front. But the hongi is, I guess, the recognition of our origins and remembering where we come from, and life. So hongi is an acknowledgement of life and our creation. Yeah, so koina te hongi. It's very, very deep, very deep. But I know it's something that hongi we do, you brought up as you said, and you don't actually learn about where hongi comes from.
You just know you do it.
Yeah, it's not just a pressing of noses. So there's a deeper meaning behind the hongi. And I think, I'm just reflecting on our conversations in kupu about some of the expressions. And that's why I sort of get a bit, I don't know, when people use mauri ora, it gets bandied around a bit.
Yeah.
These days, like mauri ora, there's no wairo in it. I mean, imagine Tāne exclaiming to the world, mauri ora, I have life, we have life.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's the origin of the hongi.
Cool.
Is when Tāne pressed his nose to hineahune, gave her the breath of life, she said tihe, and he said mauri ora. Hei koina, that's the origin of the hongi.
I think it would be something we need to teach our kids, Right, kohanga, so they grow up and they know the origin of the things that we do.
Yeah.
And it's not just something that we do just because we're Māori.
Exactly. And I think most of our kōrero or stories that have been handed down, they have, and tikanga, they have a story behind them that you can trace the origin to that particular tikanga through the kōrero tukui or through the story that's handed down. And hongi is one good example of that, of something that we practice every day or something that's quite normal,
Yeah.
I roto i te ao Māori. It's not rubbing, so I just want to talk about some, I call them AHMs or ums. Yeah, which means awkward hongi moment. And awkward hongi moment, and I go to a lot of hui. And e pēnā hoki a koe, you'd be the same. And you've probably, now that I've said that awkward hongi moment, you'd probably thinking, so I'm gonna, this is one example of awkward hongi moment, the forehead hongi. So when you go into hongi, don't forget e te whānau, it's your nose doing the hongi, you're not headbutting one another. Okay?
Or mamae.
Yeah, ka aroha. So that's one awkward hongi moment. What's another awkward hongi moment, do you think, Tariao?
Probably the one where you don't know whether you're going to hongi or go for a kiss. So you're sort of like dodging both sides and you're like, oh, okay, what am I doing? And then you find it like, okay, hongi, ka pai.
Yeah. And you get the like...
You're like hesitating.
Yeah, one's head, you're both sort of hesitating, eh? I think you just got to like look them in the eye and just... I think it's the look too.
Just go for it.
Yeah. One awkward hongi moment for me is, and it might not be awkward for the other person, but, and this is just me, I think what's come about in probably, I think the last 10 years, or maybe, is the big breath, the big sniff, that, and especially fellas that do it, men. And
some kōrero, eh?
Yeah. And etahi o nā rangatahi, or they did you know, when they come in for the hongi. So that's an awkward hongi moment for me. But definitely the, are you going to hongi or are you going to kiss?
Yeah.
Some of my kuia, the one I was talking about in our episode, Kupu Kupu Kupu, she believed hongi was the way to greet somebody. It's not that she didn't kiss, but I think it was kissing, or te kihi was more intimate, and that's what we're talking about, hongi or kihi.
Yeah.
And it's interesting, we don't actually have a word for kissing.
No, we don't, eh?
Yeah, kihi is a transliteration.
Yeah.
And Auntie Rovina, Manepoto, she is pretty staunch on the hongi, and she said the name for the town Kihi Kihi, I love little town Kihi Kihi, actually comes from after the land wars, or after the Battle of Orake, there were a lot of soldiers stationed in Kihi Kihi.
Oh, okay.
It was a soldier town. And te nuinga o nā, actually, every single road in Kihi Kihi, you won't find a Māori name, a road with a Māori name in Kihi Kihi.
Yeah, I've seen that.
They're all named after soldiers of the imperial forces that came to fight. Anyway, so a lot of soldiers lived in Kihi Kihi, and they were allotted whenua. And it was known as a soldier town. It was a soldier settlement. And she said that her, I'm not sure if it was their mother or her kuia said to her, that's where the name Kihi Kihi comes from.
Yeah.
Because the soldiers liked to kiss all the women, see?
Oh, okay.
And that's how it's got its name, Kihi Kihi. And I didn't hear this until much later on. Not like, just maybe in the past few years, I've heard this kōrero from Auntie. But when I was little, I remember I used to make fun of the name to my mum. And I used to say, we're going to kiss kiss.
Yeah.
Little did I know then that actually, that's right. That's what Kihi Kihi means, is kiss kiss.
Cool.
Yeah. So I'm pretty staunch on the hongi. When we have hui at the pā and things like that, and even at the marae here at the school, I encourage, if I'm on the tangata whenua side, I encourage everybody to hongi.
Yeah.
Whether they're tāne or wahine ki te hongi. Because I think we just got more of a connection to the hongi.
Yeah.
Pewhia o whakaaro.
I te nuinga o te wā, I sort of just go with whatever the other person's doing, really. But for me, harai te mea he māmake, but I normally just go kihi the person.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I was brought up doing.
Yeah.
Like hongi, if it's my kōrero or if the other person wants to, then I'm, all good.
Depends on your relationship with them, mate.
Yeah.
And the time and place as well.
Yeah, because I personally probably wouldn't, if I'm at a hui somewhere, I wouldn't go and hongi that person. I'd go and kiss them.
Yeah.
Tērā.
I know when I see one of the bros, we'll have a hongi, or one of the cousins, and then we'll do the man hug thing. That's become quite popular.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think time and place. I know sometimes I get a bit not confused, but because we only do one hongi here in this part of Tainga waka, which is mai tāmaki ki raro mōkau ki runga. But I know Ngāti Raukawa te au ki te tonga, so down around Otaki, they do the two hongi.
Why's that?
And I've heard a lot of kōrero. Some kōrero one is for the living, one is for those that have gone on.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and I think some other iwi too practice two hongi. I think Te Arawa, some parts of Te Arawa, maybe Ngā Puhi. I'm not too sure. Don't quote me on that one at the iwi. But so just be mindful that some iwi practice the two hongi and not the one. And don't get into any awkward hongi moments. And I suppose when, while we're talking about greeting with the hongi on the marae, and Tariao referred to her kaumātua, her old people, when you're greeting someone on the in the hariru, in the line at the pōwhiri, it's more correct or more polite, I guess, or respectful to say tēnā koe, as opposed to kia ora. So kia ora is a bit more
formal and informal.
It's a bit more informal. So to show your respect to the older person, you say tēnā koe, and if they say kia ora back, well, then they're allowed to.
Yeah.
Those are some things that come with the hongi, and there's some people shake the hand. Some is the hand on the shoulder and then in for the hongi.
Some of the no hands.
I know one thing I don't see as much of now, but I remember my kaumātua when I was little, and I used to think, what are they doing? And actually, I done it this morning. I saw one of our kōrero who isn't well, and I haven't seen them in a long time.
Yeah.
And when we māue hongi ana while we were having a hongi, we connected for a very long time. And i te heke ngā roimata. And I think back to my kaumātua, I saw a lot of that in when I was growing up.
Yep.
I almost said the olden days. But when I was little, I used to think, oh man, it's going to take ages to go around the line. But I remember they would hold one another for a very, very long time, and they'd be crying. And I'd be, what are you crying about? As I got older, I came to learn, they're thinking about all those that have gone on. And, we got a kōrero I roto i te ao Māori, i te ao Māori nei mea na, he kitenga kanohi, he hoki ngā mahara.
Nice.
So when you see a face, your memories go back and all the emotions with it as well. So, yeah, I think that's why hongi is important. It has a spiritual connection for us. Yeah. And it's not just the physical, which is the touching of the noses, but it's the things.
It's the exchange,
Yeah.
Exchange of wairua, emotions, era mea katoa.
And breath.
Yeah.
Hopefully fresh breath.
Yeah, hopefully.
That's another awkward hongi moment.
Go get you some chewing gum.
Yeah. But back to being serious, definitely that sharing of our whakaaro memories when you do hongi. So, yeah, that's our Tikanga 101 today, e te iwi, about the hongi. So, just what are some of the pointers we had about performing the hongi or doing the hongi? It's pressing of noses, not foreheads. So it's not forehead to forehead. You're not...
Forehead to forehead.
Yeah, you're not two bulls trying to headbutt one another.
Yeah. Careful, if it's a long line, you're going to have bruised forehead by the end of it.
Yeah. And be mindful that while it's okay to kiss, that probably you'd leave that for people that you know a bit better.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I've had wahine comment to me at the marae or otherwise say, how come, the men get a hongi and I get a kiss?
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so I even know some wahine who are staunch to the hongi.
Prefer that,
Yeah, prefer the hongi.
Yeah.
Prefer the hongi, yeah. And I'm actually talking about that kuia. I didn't say this kuia of mine, one hui, she says, kua hoha katoa i te hongi. Yeah. She was, yeah. Kua hoha katoa i ngā kihi, i te kihi. Yeah.
Because hara i te mea, that's not what our kaumātua used to do back in the day. I whērā rātou?
He aha.
Te kihi?
Ai ki ahu mai.
Tupuna or...
Kao, koina mene.
Yeah.
We haven't got a word. There isn't.
Not te tanga mai o Pākehā,
Yeah.
O Tawiwi.
Yeah. Even though some of us like kissing. So, e te iwi, that's us for Tikanga 101. Te hongi, the origins of the hongi, and some of the differences in how people hongi, depending on where you are. So just be vigilant of that, mindful of that. And our connection to the hongi and what it means to us as a people. Hey, e mihi ana kia koutou.
Tēnā rā tātou. Our song of the week will be Whakarongo by Ngoi Pē Whairangi. This song is about celebrating our language, te whakanui tō tātou reo, te reo ki ngā au tōpito, spreading our language so it's boundless and...
And speaking our language and singing.
Yeah, speaking and singing. Kia ora rawa tō tātou reo.
Kia ora rawa atu tō tātou reo.
Papa
Tēnā koe te katoa, that was te waiata mo tēnei wā, whakarongo. And you can Google the words, because the words are on Google, and you can probably even find it on YouTube. But that is one of the popular songs that is sung at a lot of hui. And yeah, we're just wrapping up episode tuawhā or Taringa. Thank you again for listening. And next week, we'll be back with Kupu 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 and episode tuarima.
Yeah. Well, we hope you've learned a lot, or at least a little bit today, around Hongi, Kihi, and the origins of Hongi. I'd just like to thank everyone for listening, and we'll see you next week for episode 5 of Taringa.
We may not see you, but you will hear us.
You will hear us.
Tēnā koutou.
Tēnā koutou.
Yo, whakarongo ki te tangi a te korimako. Kōrero flowing out the hookah force. Kaupapa relevant, kaupapa out of bounds, kaupapa exigent, kaupapa paramount. Nā ko nā whakapiri mai ki te kaupapa tino whakahira hira. Whakarongo pi kari mai, hare mai. O Taringa hare mai. We gotta gather up close everybody. Gather up close everybody. Kani move that body. Kani move that body.
Taringa. He mea tuku nā te wānanga o Aotearoa. To listen to more episodes, search for us on your podcast app and subscribe. Taringa, whakarongo mai.